Oops. Up off that. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Let's just start. I'm a little early, but let's just start. Up off that. Won't you believe my neighbor? Oops. Won't you believe? Could you please sing it with me? Baby. My neighbor. Hi, neighbor. What's up, my people? This is ShowBizz, don't. All right, man. Look, who we have here? My man Zay. What's going on with you? Who else we got? Philly Handball. What's going on with you? Billy Joe, Jim Bob. Whoops. All right, man. Oh, first, I want to say this. Well, we got some new news. Some good news. I'm going to start off today doing, I think, one Twitter finger. Actually, I don't even have it with me. I'm going to do one Twitter finger because I'm just going to move on. We're going to talk about what's going on in the sport of boxing right now. We're going to talk about Tyson the Gypsy King Fury, okay, against Anthony A.J. Joshua. What's going on there? We're also going to talk about Marvelous Marvin Hagler giveaway. The autographed Sports Illustrated. Right now it's valued at $400. You know it's shooting up. I got my hands on it now at a discount. BUSR.com has sponsored that giveaway. And I'm going to give you guys the details on how to win. Hit the Tyson bell. What else we got? Teofimo Lopez. He has been polled as the best lightweight right now. When we're not talking about the best as far as accolade, the best fighting lightweight who will win in a tournament. It was here on this Ring magazine. Okay, I finally read this Ring magazine. And Ring magazine hosted a poll with 40 analysts. And there were many fighters, ex-fighters, experts, really, 40 experts. And they all did like a point system, and Teofimo Lopez ended up on top. ShowBizz community, best boxing community. Thank you so much. And we're going to talk about Canelo Alvarez. There was an article here about fighters being busy and how Canelo Alvarez is busy, talking about his resume and everyone else's around his age. All those things, all the things his community's been saying. I mean, it's oddly similar to what we've been saying. And we're going to do Usman versus Masvidal prediction. Hit the Tyson bell. Let's see what everybody got to say. What's going on? Happy 420. Boy. Hold on. Happy 420. I do not know why. I don't have this out. The Tyson Ranch. They sent me this. I don't even smoke, okay? But I'm going to put this down here. They sent me this ashtray, or this. Is it an ashtray, or do you crumble up? Whatever you do. I don't know the verbiage. Also, I have the Tyson Ranch lighter and a Tyson Ranch grinder. Mike Tyson sent that to me. Yeah, let it focus in. Dude, that is so funny, man. I was just thinking, Mike, I don't even smoke, baby. Like, hey, you that. I said you. Rolling train. There you go. Mike Tyson is hilarious. Team Tyson. Shout out to Team Tyson. Okay, so once 200 people come in here, we could talk. I do want to respond to a few things real quick. One, the idea that I'm getting paid by Top Rank, and I did say this in the comments. Me getting paid by Top Rank. I guess somebody heard that somewhere. I don't. Hold on. I don't talk to anyone from Top Rank. I don't associate myself with Top Rank. I have nothing against Top Rank. I call their fights on ESPN. Now, I have spoken to ESPN people, but and I'm not going to name drop, but I've spoken to ESPN people. But I don't associate myself with Top Rank. I've never spoken with Bob Arum or anybody from Top Rank whatsoever. Actually, what may surprise a lot of people is, and I don't know how it would surprise you if you're in this community, I'm actually closer to the PBC, Hit the Tyson Bale, and Showtime, right? They're here all the time, okay? And they've said that they're fans of this community, and I'm a fan of boxing. I'm definitely a fan of PBC and type of cars they put on. Always tremendous to me. So it's just so funny. I actually have a working relationship with the PBC, but regardless, I will never be biased. I don't care who I'm close. You guys know that I'm close with the WBC. I criticize the WBC all the time. I'm close with the PBC. I criticize Deontay Wilder, the Charlos I've been criticizing lately. I criticize them all. I would always be true to myself. Always. I would know if I have to somehow not be true to myself, or you suggest that I don't be, then we can't be cool. But the PBC is extremely cool with, hey, look, man, we love your community. Your community is about boxing. We love it. Hit the Tyson Bale. If you're getting a check from Top Rank, it doesn't matter. Stop pocket watching. Oh, oops, that's true too. But here's the thing. This is what I don't like. Here's what I don't like. What I don't like is if we disagree, because I don't disagree with anyone. I don't even know people's stance enough to disagree. But if you've been watching me and you disagree with me, don't try to characterize me or not characterize me. That's fine. But don't try to lie on me to try to come up with some reason why I think differently than you. How you think is how you think, but how you think isn't the truth. How I think isn't the truth. It's just my truth. But because of, you think in a certain way, don't fill in the fact that we disagree or you disagree with me with lies. That's ridiculous. And then you have to wonder the agenda. Another thing I'm going to throw out there is this. When it comes to people challenging my blackness or whatever. I want to say this too. All because I love the sport of boxing. That's the funny part. Because I'm about to talk about Anthony Joshua, who is an African. Okay, Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury. It's a black guy and a white guy. If I was talking about Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury, it'd be a black guy and white guy. I don't understand why would you side to white so much unless you have an inferiority complex. I see a black guy and a white guy. I don't see a white thing. Okay, because I don't feel inferior to white people. So I honestly see a black guy against white guy, but at the same time, I see human against human. It's boxing, okay. But with that said, this happens all the time in the black community, okay. You can go back to Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier, right? You have Muhammad Ali versus Joe Frazier, and you have Muhammad Ali with his way of thinking, okay? And he with the Nation of Islam, and he's fighting Joe Frazier. And for Joe Frazier is trying to prove that he is the baddest man on the planet, that he's the real champion. I've been fighting to be heavyweight champion, and because you're back doesn't mean you're the real champion. I'm not. No, I'm the real champion, and I'm gonna fight you, beat you to prove it. Muhammad Ali start putting black people against him by saying you're fighting the cause. It's like, what? I'm fighting you to show that I'm heavyweight. No, you and Uncle Tom fighting the real black man. See, at that point, and people start following that agenda because I want to prove that I'm heavyweight champion, okay, that I'm the best man on the planet. I'm an Uncle Tom. That's what happens, okay? Same thing what happened with Malcolm X. I have my way of thinking, okay, guided by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And if you don't think the way I've been taught, your Uncle Tom. He said, oh, Uncle Tom Negroes today, until he got clear. Once he got clear, he was like, I will no longer call Martin Luther King Uncle Tom. I'm just going to say Uncle Martin is my friend, right? So this is what you're going to get from me. This is what you're going to get from me forever, all right? When it comes to my black people. I love those brothers. I love all my brothers. I would never do anything to separate us or bring us down, to bring you down. Understand that. No matter how much you try to bring me down, we're a minority in America already. I'm not going to break us in subsections. I'm not. I won't. I'm not going to say I'm the real black man. You're a fake black man. I'm the this black man. You're the that black man. I will never do that. We're already a small group. I'm not going to start breaking us up. Okay? So understand that forever. No matter how much you guys attack me, I will never attack you back. Never. I love you, brothers. But here's the thing, though. I love boxing. And I'm going to continue to talk boxing for our community. I'm sorry if that was a downer. I'm sorry, but I had to get that out. All right, man, look. So here we go. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about boxing. All right, man, look. Here's what we know. We got 300 people in here. Here it is hot as Satan's vagina. Hold on. It is hot as Satan's vergage. Hold on, dog. I gotta turn this heat down. Oh my goodness. Boy, shoot. All right, here we go. So I had to turn the heat down. It was on 80. Can you believe that? In April? Here we go. So here's the announcement. When it comes to Tyson Gypsy King Fury versus Anthony AJ Joshua. Okay, it's going to be in Abdullah Sports City Stadium in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. Let me say this again for those in the back. It's going to be held in this venue, Abdullah Sports City Stadium in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. All right. The date is expected to be July 24th. The venue contract has already been finalized by both teams. Now, what are we waiting for? It's being finalized now by the Saudis. Hit the Tyson bell. The price points of the pay-per-view will be determined after the official announcement. You guys want to know how much it's going to cost for the pay-per-view? It's going to be determined after the official announcement. So you got to think about price points, how much you got to think about supply and demand. You can't do that now. You got to see tickets being sold. You got to see what's going on. The announcement should be expected within 10 days, according to Bob Arum. This and Bob Arum and Eddie Hearn, their stories are sounding alike. All right. So another thing. Anthony Joshua will more than likely fight without his trainer, Rob McCracken, which is okay. It's okay because now we know that Anthony Joshua will have Floyd Money Mayweather in his corner, probably as his lead trainer now. Floyd Mayweather is going to be getting paid to join the team. All right, so McCracken is the boxing trainer representing the UK in the Summers Olympics in Tokyo. Here's the problem. The Olympics is from July 23rd to August 8th. So Fury versus Joshua is July 24th. That's what it sounded like, or somewhere in between them, but it looks like it's July 24th now. So that is the news. That's the fact. The fight is going to be on ESPN Plus, pay-per-view, and Sky Sports, right? Yep, it's going to be on Sky Sports as well. So and they're going to come up with price points. Now, what do you think? What do you think? Good news for boxing fans. Well, where are we? Because we're going to analyze this now. But I want to know where you guys at. Agreed. That's just the news. I came out quick and I'm giving you guys the news. Pop, 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 pop. Bam. Now that right there is me getting the news from sources, from variable different sources. And a few of you show business partners also hit me up and sent me to an article. So I'm getting my news there. But I already knew because I already knew a while ago. I already knew this a day and a half ago. Greatness, AJ, KO, Anthony Joshua by decision. The peeps in the back didn't hear you, Biz. Okay, imagine if AJ walks out with Floyd behind him. This is going to be hella event. We're going to talk about the Floyd thing. But let's do this again. Fury versus Joshua is going to be on ESPN Plus, pay-per-view, and on Sky Sports this summer. It's going to be held in Abdullah Sports Stadium, Sports City Stadium in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. Okay, according to Bob Arum. The date is expected to be July 24th. The venue contract has already been finalized by both teams and now being finalized by the Saudis. You see that I'm reading this. I am getting nothing messed up here, okay? Price points of the pay-per-view will be determined after the official announcement of the fight. The fight announcement should be expected within 10 days, according to Bob Arum and Eddie Hearn. Let's keep going. Anthony Joshua will more than likely be fighting without his trainer, Rob McCracken, which is okay because Floyd Money Mayweather is joining his team. And McCracken is the boxing trainer representing the UK for this summer's Olympics in Tokyo from July 23rd to August 8th. Fury versus Joshua is supposedly July 24th. That's the news. Now let's analyze this. Number one, I'm happy as hell. Okay. Bob Arum, that's number one. Bob Arum said that they were waiting on the new stadium because he said, I don't know about it, but he said Saudi Arabia is extremely hot. He said Saudi Arabia is extremely hot around July. So he was like, it needed to be in the stadium. The new stadium is air conditioned and all those things, prepared for all those storms or whatever goes on in July. So they were waiting for the new venue, the new stadium. That stadium opened May 1st. So hit the Tyson bell. So they are going to be the first major fight in that stadium. What else we got? So here's what I have to say about this. Let's see what you guys got to say. Wembley Stadium should have been used. Next fight. They can't fill it. A fight like this need tickets sold. Right now, Wembley, you can't do it. Right? So I wish it would have too, but I'm happy this fight is happening. You know, now I'm at a point where I'm so happy the fight is happening. I'm not going to complain about every little thing. You know, we're full of complaints. Hit the Tyson bell. We're full of complaints. Okay. Case in point, everybody was complaining about Jake Paul, saying that the fight with Jake Paul and Ben Askren was bad for boxing. Okay. But the funny thing about that is what's good for boxing? We get all these complaints, but what's good for boxing? Because everybody who said Jake Paul versus Ben Askren was bad for boxing, I did a live stream commentary. Andre versus Liam Williams, which is a real fight, WBO middleweight, real fight. I got 17,000 views. For Ben Askren versus Jake Paul, I got 100,000 views. Okay, hold on. Let's go a little bit further. All right. When it comes to boxing, what's good for boxing? I'm going to tell you what happens when it comes to those viewing boxing. When it comes to those viewing boxing, you get those who, number one, put the link in my comments in the war room, talking about this is how you steal the fight. So one, they're stealing the fight. Then they get on whoever loses the fight. Okay, so they steal the fight. When the fight happens, they talk junk about who lost the guy who lost the fight, breaking him down. He's been exposed. And the guy who won the fight, they take the victory from him. Egg-shaped form, or fake knockout, or they're cheated, or it's racism. Right? So they get on the guy, they steal the fight, then they get on the guy who lost, and then they take the victory away from the guy who won. So when you're talking about what's good for boxing, it's very difficult for these fighters to even give back to the fans if that's how people look. Millions of people are stealing fights now. You got Andy Ruiz versus Chris Arreola, pay-per-view. I am dead bent, especially for the Mexican fan base who drives a lot of the revenue when it comes to this sport. I am bent on pushing the whole idea that that fight should not be stolen and that it is a good fight. All right. Now, there's a lot of people who believe Andy Ruiz versus Chris Arreola is a great fight, but then don't want to give Deontay Wilder his credit for beating Chris Arreola with one arm. But that's a whole different subject. No, actually, that's the same subject. That's an example of taking away from the winner and the loser. All right. So what I'm trying to say is this. All right. This is just the facts here. What we're covering. We're covering the facts here. All right. And how I want to first analyze or first respond to that bit of news that we just got right now. How I want to respond to that is this. Great. We got the fight. I'm not going to now start breaking down where it should have been, where it could have been, what time it took so long. I'm happy we got it. And it's the biggest fight in combat sports. Let me get my room temperature. Look at my man. It's not pay-per-view worthy, to be honest. Hey, leave that up to them. You don't have to watch the fight. I support boxing. Leave it up to them. Biz, the stadium is open roof. That can close. You know, it can close. There's something called technology now where you hit a button. But here's what I want to say. Okay, before we talk about everything else, got to start somewhere. Yeah. Before I start talking about everything else, let's talk about this. Okay. Floyd Money Mayweather may just be replacing Rob McCracken. Does that change things? Does that change things for you? It sure changed things for me. Floyd Mayweather and Anthony AJ Joshua's corner changes things for me. See what you got to say. Do you want to still see AJ and Wilder ShowBizz? Yes. I want to see AJ Wilder 1, 2, and 3. I want to see Tyson Fury Wilder 3. I want to see AJ Fury 2 and 3. Like, I like people fighting. Y'all got me all messed up. I like people fighting. I'm sorry. I don't care if AJ lose twice to Tyson Fury. Wilder did too, in my opinion. I just want to see two guys fight. I want to see stuff I haven't seen. I want to see Wilder versus AJ. Yes. Yes. Heavies, train heavies. Floyd, great, but he's only half a pint. So what is Jorge Capitello? He's training. How about Sugar Hill? Is he a heavyweight? Hold on. Wait a minute, dog. Wait a minute. Is Ray Reynoso a heavyweight, or are you just talking? Oh, you just talking. Okay, Ray. My man Reynoso, Eddie Reynoso is training Andy Ruiz. Is he a heavyweight? Okay, hold on. Sugar Hill. He's shorter than me. People just be talking, man. People just talk. Every is Rob McCracken a heavyweight? People just talk. Who do you think wins? Man, you don't know if Fury didn't cheat it. I don't know if Fury didn't cheat it. Let me tell you something. I know that he passed the protocol and fought. Everything else is guesswork. And I don't got time for it. I really don't. You don't know if he cheated or not. From what you looked at, you feel that he did. Fine. It's over. I know that. I know the fight is over. So, Tyson Fury versus Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua is what's. Dude, let me tell you, man, you guys got me mixed up. I'm not as much of a complaint. I don't cry. I've never been a crybaby, bro. Never been a crybaby. Never been. Okay. And Tyson Fury went through the protocol, made it. Afterwards, all their blood sample, everything came back clean. Deontay Wilder went through the protocol, made it. Blood sample, everything came back clean. They fought. There was a winner and a loser. Now we're going to see the next fight. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. Until otherwise, that's where I'm at. That's where I stay. I don't do guesswork. Okay? I mean, I can look for Bigfoot prints. All I want to. I can spend a lot of time looking for Bigfoot prints, okay? There's a lot of evidence that there's a Bigfoot. I can spend a lot of time studying Bigfoot. I just don't. All right? Let me see. Hey, ShowBizz, don't you feel Ruiz should have fought Pulev? Makes sense ranking-wise, and also both coming off a loss after a good win streak. I would have been fine with Andy Ruiz fighting anybody. Yes, he should have fought Pulev. And he should have fought Chris Arreola, and he could have fought. I really don't care. To see him back in there with a new trainer, Reynoso, his first fight with Reynoso, I just want to see how he looks. You know, I got a lot of common sense about me. I want to see how he looks. It's the same thing with Deontay Wilder. He doesn't have to be in there against Andy Ruiz when he come back, or Dillian White. I want to see how he looks. Who's his new trainer? What's going on? Is he still bomb squad? How does he respond to things? And then I would have a different expectation as things go on. Don't worry about explaining the glove gate thing anymore. They're never going to accept the facts. 100%. I'm not explaining it. I'm not going to explain it. You can go roundy, bro. Just be in your world. All I know is in the real world, Anthony Joshua about to fight Tyson Gypsy King Fury, and I'm going to report that. What else I was going to say? Oh, this is what I want to say about Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather training Anthony Joshua makes Anthony Joshua scarier, in my opinion. Go ahead. I know there's a lot of people that's like, oh, that means Anthony Joshua's going to run. Not to me. Not to me. Look, let me break this down. Let me break this down for you real quick. Floyd Money Mayweather, okay? You can talk about who he's trained. He hasn't really trained anybody. The first time I seen him take somebody really under his wing. Think about Floyd. Floyd will work with you a little bit, but if he doesn't see you as dedicated, and Floyd has a high standard when it comes to dedication. If he doesn't see you as dedicated, he really don't mess with you like that. Adrian Broner, he was messing with him, but when he saw that Adrian Broner was rapping and getting fat and doing stuff too much, he bounced. He started separating himself. Hold on. My birthday is on Cinco de Mayo, and I want to say a quick shout out to my girlfriend. She got me tickets for Andy Ruiz Jr. fight May 1st. Love you, babe. There you go. That was beautiful. That's love. I love that. Love. Hey, she is hell of a great woman. You got a good one, man. And I love your response. Rolly, whoever, he'll work with you a little bit, but he doesn't take you under his wing like that. The first time I seen him really serious was with Tank Davis before the Leo Santa Cruz fight. Bro, that was the first time I saw him take him under his wing, get him out of Baltimore, Vegas, took him under the wing, and even now, Tank Davis is very quiet and focused, okay, because of what's going on outside the ring. All right, Floyd Mayweather's in his ear, bro. In his ear. I bet you he's in his ear. Okay. And when you saw Tank Davis knock out Leo Santa Cruz, he wasn't running. Let me tell you something about Floyd real quick. Floyd Mayweather fought the way he fought based on what he had to offer. When Floyd Money Mayweather was Pretty Boy Floyd, both of his hands were more healthy. He didn't have shoulder issues, and he was busier. He knew how to approach fights with what he had. Then once his hands got brittle, once as hell, once he was going up weight, once his shoulders start acting up, he started being a pop shot. He started adjusting to what he had, the attributes he had, making him money Mayweather. He was a little bit more of a more boring fighter. Hit the Tyson bell. Which means Floyd Money Mayweather knows how to adjust, which means Floyd Money Mayweather know how to look at a situation and say, this how you take him on based on what you have. Richie and the new member, boy. So, which means Floyd would look at AJ, this is what you have, this is what you are, this is how you approach that. Another thing, we have to think about the Mayweathers, period. They're all baptized in the sport. Floyd Mayweather Sr. was a good fighter. He's a better trainer, but he's one hell of a fighter, okay? He knows they have boxing minds. He knew how to train Oscar De La Hoya, all them boys. Roger Mayweather, hell of a fighter. Wonderful trainer as well. Jeff Mayweather. All of them are trainers. They know how to analyze things and communicate and get their point across. I know I have this whole idea that those who can't do, teach. And those who can do, don't teach that well. But with that said, I think there's an exception to the Mayweathers. The Mayweathers know how to do it. All right. So I'm going to say, since Jeff knows how to coach, since Roger knew how to coach, and Floyd Mayweather Sr. knows how to coach, I can only expect that Floyd Mayweather Jr. knows how to coach. Hit the Tyson bell. With that said, Floyd Mayweather Jr. working with Anthony Joshua, and he's going to have a firmer grasp on AJ now that it looks like Rob McCracken is going to be out of his camp, bro, because he's the lead trainer for the UK fighters for the Olympics, bro. Mayweather's going to, bro, I'm starting to change what I think about this fight. That's why you don't put money down too early. I'm starting to change. Lions stay around lions. ShowBizz the dope. Now that's facts, Biz. Mayweather also know how to be patient with AJ. Absolutely. The best I ever seen AJ look in the ring ever was his last fight, which is great because that means he's getting better. Actually, the best I've seen AJ look was always the fight before. Okay? Except for the Andy Ruiz fight when he just Madison Square Garden, he let the moment get too big for him and he tried to go for the kill, and how Deontay Wilder went viral knocking out Brazil, all those things. I think that just really ruined Anthony AJ Joshua when approaching Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz was no pushover. That guy's a badass. Okay. But it's good that his best performance was his last one. And when you see him putting it all together, pull counters, jabbing to the body, making Pulev miss, okay, throwing the uppercuts, knowing how to be patient and knowing how to finish. He dribbled Pulev off the canvas. And then when you see him leave the ring and go straight to Floyd, the best performance he ever had, he ended up leaving the ring and going straight to Floyd. And then come to find out, to reveal that Floyd was in his ear over the phone, and then wanted to travel to the UK, go through all the protocol and all the COVID testing and all those things over the span of 2 weeks just to watch that performance, said a lot. It said a whole lot. Another thing, Floyd Mayweather extended his hand for Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. You guys remember that? Meaning that Floyd Mayweather has been wanting to get in there with heavyweights, some great heavyweights. Another thing, when he sees somebody with potential but got huge flaws, he wants to help these guys out. He wanted to help Wilder first. He know Wilder has great potential. He wanted to help him first. Now, Wilder took it personally because Floyd Mayweather betted against him, right? So he was just like, you can't be a friend of mine. Wilder is like that, all right? But Anthony AJ Joshua, he saw another guy with huge potential that he could probably be one of the best ever. And Floyd has an idea on how to take him there. Floyd Mayweather in his corner is a great thing. It's a great thing. It's a great thing, bro. Go to busr.com/showbiz. Place bet on your favorite fights. Facts are in the bank. Greats surround themselves with other greats. That's another thing. My heart racing and the fight didn't even start yet. Facts. That's another thing. You got to give love to Anthony AJ Joshua for being so humble, and an ass whooping would do that to you. Okay? Anthony AJ Joshua humbled himself. He's from the UK. There's that whole thing. Fighters in the US think that fighters in the UK aren't real. Fighters in the UK think that the fighters in the US are overrated. But AJ didn't even take Floyd Mayweather's a great fighter. Floyd Mayweather's like Anthony A.J. Joshua can be great. They didn't do the whole you from the UK, you from the US. Ah! They did boxing. Bam. I love that. I love that. Blessings, Biz. AJ for the win by KO or TKO. And here's another thing. AJ has been talking less now. He may need some Mayweather. Oops. He may need a little Mayweather. You want this fight to be big? Tyson Fury, this fight may need a little Mayweather. It may need a little Mayweather. And that's the Black Two Sugars. The location, I said it before, but I'll say it again. I'm going to tell you guys one more time. You can't teach a glass chin. Right. That's why you got the best defensive fighter of the modern day era as your trainer. Think. He ain't trying to teach a glass chin. He's trying to show him how to protect it. Think. If you can't teach a glass chin, then you need somebody who either quit boxing or learn how to protect it. When you got Floyd Money Mayweather, that's the best you can probably think of on how to protect a glass chin. Think. Hit the Tyson bell. In the bank. Think. Stop hating and think. I wish Wilder wasn't so hard-headed. He had Lennox. Look at my man. Victory has defeated you. Huge Wilder fan. He had Lennox, Foreman, and Floyd wanting to teach him how to do not accept them legends. I know. But Wilder's like that. He's a very proud man. Okay, hit the Tyson bell. Are you betting on Joshua, bro? I can't say who I'm betting on now. I can't. I don't know yet. I got to see some more, bro. I mean, I'm looking at Tyson Fury. I know how muscles work. Okay, I was been a gym freak for years, and to see Tyson Fury muscles poking through his fat like that, I know what that means. All right, I know how hard he making big muscles. That means armor. If Fury's going to be ready too. All right, and he got Sugar Hill, baby, with the fight under his belt with Sugar Hill being extremely successful with Sugar Hill. All right, so this is going to be one hell of a war. There was something that I was going to look up. What was I going to look up? Oh, I forgot. What was I going to look up? Here we go. So where the fight's going to be in King Abdullah Sports City Stadium in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. Okay, the date is expected to be July 24th. The venue contract has already been finalized by both teams and now being finalized by the Saudis. Okay, price points of the pay-per-view will be determined after the official announcement of the fight, which is expected to be within 10 days, according to Bob Arum and Eddie Hearn. So no longer can we just say Eddie Hearn is a liar. Bob Arum is echoing what Eddie Hearn is saying. So they're both saying it. ShowBizz, a better way of boxing television. You're the best, bud. Thanks. Much love to you. Sugar Hill, baby. Pride equal one of the 7 deadly sins. Yeah, it is what it is. Look up. There is a fly, Mr. Biz. You know what it is? It's a ladybug. We got these ladybugs down here. It's like a family of ladybugs, man. It's a ladybug. Jeddah, you mean? Not such a place as Jeddah. I'm sorry. I apologize for I don't know Jeddah. I just don't know. So I apologize. His motto was always be hungry, be humble. Saudi is doing big. Yeah. Pride took Wilder. Yeah. Hey, yo, Milk Dud in that chat. Huh? Fury has bad chin, but he knows how to fight when he gets up. AJ was lost when he got put down. By who? Klitschko? Brain. Think. He was knocked down by a greater fighter and Klitschko got up. So don't just judge everybody on one thing. Look at everything. AJ knew how to get up and beat Klitschko in the biggest fight of his life. Use your brain. Use your brain. All right, man. Look, real quick, let's do some things real quick before we go back to Tyson Gypsy King Fury, because we're 40 minutes in already. Before we go back to Tyson Gypsy King Fury versus Anthony A.J. Joshua, let's cover a few things. Joshua could be faster. Floyd training, that's scary. That is scary. That's terrifying. Okay. So Joshua, bro, he jumped up a few pedestals for me. His humbleness is really what did it. And then Floyd, that's just, and then seeing how well he did against Pulev, how he looked, how his performance was, is amazing. Real quick, Teofimo Lopez polled as the best lightweight by 40 boxing analysts, hosted by Ring Magazine. Let's look it up real quick. So in this Ring Magazine, Ring Magazine polled 40 boxing experts. Timothy Bradley was one of them. I think Max Kellerman was another. They got a lot of guys together, and they listed them off. Hold on one second. And they weren't saying that, like they made sure to say not based on popularity, not based on belts, not based on a tournament. If he fought him, who will win? Points. If he fought him, who will win? Points. Him, points. And they collected the points. They tallied the points. And here's how the rankings went. At number 1, Teofimo Lopez with 140.5 points. At number 2, Vasily Lomachenko with 90.5 points. At number 3, Gervonta Tank Davis with 78.5 points. At number 4, Devin Haney with 51.5 points. And Ryan Garcia last at 39 points. Ryan Garcia, they didn't think he could beat many people. Algorithm hit the Tyson bell. And that's crazy. Just real quick, they said that Teofimo Lopez is riding high right now, and his size gives him an edge. One fight can change so much. Before Lomachenko Lopez, most of us were picking Lomachenko to win. It's all different now. Teofimo might not be as good as we think he is, or he may be better. Think about what they said. Teofimo Lopez might not be as good as we think he is, or he could be better. Hit the Tyson bell. So they had Teofimo Lopez at number 1, Lomachenko number 2, number 3, Gervonta Tank Davis, number 4, Devin Haney, number 5, Ryan Garcia. But I do want to read this. In the bank, I want to read something to you guys. And this may be a long read, but give me a second. So there's an article in here, okay? And the article is by Doug Fisher. And it's titled, Canelo's Busy Schedule Triggers a 90s Flashback. All right. Read what Doug Fisher has to say. Okay. I'm going to skip through a few things. He was talking about David Benavidez. He was talking about Caleb Plant. Facts are in the bank. David Benavidez, Caleb Plant. He talked about Callum Smith. He talked about all those boys, right? Charlo, all those boys. Hold on. A great channel. Been watching you for 2 years now. You know your stuff, bro. Keep up the great content. Shout out from New York. New York. Much love to you. Okay. And he went on talking about their resumes. And he was talking about that they fight once, maybe twice a year. All right. So he's talking about Canelo's busy schedule. And what he said is this: there are many reasons for the weak resumes that we see among world-rated fighters in every weight class. But fighting once or twice a year, as Saunders has done since 2014 and Smith has done since 2017, isn't helping. All right, hold on. And I'll get to your comments in a minute. The 1990s hosted the last generation of world-class boxers that maintained busy fight schedules after winning their first world titles or establishing themselves as at the elite level. The frequency of ring appearances by ferocious up-and-comers Terry Norris and James Toney, he said 2 of his favorites, helped transform me into a hardcore fan. Hold on. Busy schedules and tough fights prepared both fighters to explode onto the scene. In 1991, Norris did it by hammering Sugar Ray Leonard for 12 rounds in February. 3 months later, Toney scored a come-from-behind KO of Michael second to none for the IBF middleweight title. He was a 20-1 underdog. He said Norris was young, 23, but battle-tested going into his showdown with Leonard, a 3-1 favorite. Terrible Terry Norris fought 9 times. Terrible Terry Norris fought 9 times in 1987, 6 times in both 88 and 89 versus quality opponents that included former and future belt holders and resulted in a few setbacks, notably a chilling second round stoppage loss to a KO king, Julian Jackson, in Norris' first shot at a world title. Everybody remember that knockout. But let's continue. But Norris was ready for a second title attempt on opening round blitzing of John the Beast Mugabe in 1990, and the WBC 154-pound belt he lifted from the faded beast was his ticket to a showdown with my boyhood idol. All right, talking about James Toney. So he said the month before, he talking about Leonard. The month before Norris Leonard, Toney passed a gut check against fellow prospect Marquis Sosa. Remember him? An ESPN televised 12-rounder that would earn him the biggest opportunity of his building career, with almost zero amateur experience and less than 3 years as a professional. The 22-year-old Toney had no business toppling the undefeated 36-0 Nun a few months later, but lights out was ready to rumble, having fought 12 times in 1989 and 10 times in 1990. Let's continue for a minute. Toney fought 6 times in 91, including title defenses against top-rated Reggie Johnson, remember him, and future Hall of Famer Mike McCullum. We all know him, which earned him the Rings Fighter of the Year award. Norris was a Fighter of the Year runner-up with a 4-bout 1991 that included dominant performances against former champ Donald Curry, we all remember him, and future title holder Jorge Castro, we should remember him. Toney and Norris remained fighting champions throughout the mid-1990s. Now look at this. Look at this. They also brought up Floyd Mayweather. They said De La Hoya, only 24, fought 5 times in 1997. They said Ring Magazine choice for Fighter of the Year in 98 was Floyd Mayweather Jr., who at 21, don't forget Ryan Garcia's 22 or 23, Devin Haney's 22. He said Floyd Mayweather, who at 21 was one of the youngest ever recipients of the award. The pretty boy fought 7 times that year. Hit the Tyson bell. So he said, nobody's doing it like that anymore. Nobody's doing it like that anymore. But Canelo, at the ripe age of 30, is giving it a try this year. After his February 27 date with Yildirim, he plans to fight in May against Saunders, September and December versus Plant and Golovkin as potential opponents. So Canelo is fought Yildirim, and he fought Callum Smith. He fought Yildirim 3 months later. He's about to fight Saunders in May. In September, he's going to fight Plant. And in December, he's talking about Golovkin. Hold on. But I know Golovkin's talking about Murata. But wait a second. 4 bouts in 2021, 5 bouts in a 12-month span, with the goal of being the undisputed super middleweight champion by the end of the year. It's an ambitious plan and hopefully inspirational to other fighters if he can pull it off. If only the other super middleweights, especially Benavidez and Plant, can be as ambitious or as active as the young guns of the 1990s, if they had that type of activity, I actually give them a shot in beating Canelo. Hit the Tyson bell. Let me tell you something. I'm saying that to say this. I told you guys many times before when I was talking about Lomachenko and I was talking about fighters of the past. The more you do something, the better you are at it. You can't tell me guys now are better than the fighters in the 90s and better than the fighters in the 60s and 50s. Okay? The more you fight, the better you are at it. You can't fight once or maybe twice a year against who? And be better than those boys in the 90s fighting 7, Mayweather fighting 7, 8 times in a year. James Toney fighting 10 times, 9 times in a year. You cannot be better than them. And they were fighting top-notch fighters like Michael Second Nunn and Donald Curry and all those boys. Mike McCullum. You cannot be better than them. Just like those guys now waiting in that long-ass line to fight Canelo Alvarez, who's going to try to fight 5 times in the calendar year. You cannot beat him if you only fight once or twice and he's fighting 5 times. The more you do it, the better you are at it. And that's why that ShowBizz, the next boxing voice of YouTube TV. That's why y'all think I'm capping for Canelo when I'm telling you guys, I just love that he's throwing his damn hands. Yield him, yeah, but don't just jump all over that. That was his mandatory. Fine. How about Conor Smith? How about Billy Joe Saunders? How about Caleb Plant and talking about Golovkin? Let's just sit there on the one thing we hate. How about everything you should love? Undisputed. Who are you capping for? People who fight once, maybe twice a year? And let me tell you why that resonates with me. Because like he said, I'm from the 90s era. You cannot look at me and fight once or twice a year and say, ShowBizz, I'm a beast. Because I'm from an era where I was watching James Toney every time I turned on the damn TV. Every time I turned on TV, I saw Floyd Mayweather. I saw Oscar De La Hoya. I saw Sugar Shane Mosley. I saw Trinidad. I saw Michael Second and None. Every time I turned on the TV, I saw Mike Tyson. So it's going to be hard to look at me with a guy who fights once a year against who? And want me to cap for him. I'm going to say, yeah, he's a good fighter. But you can't come to me and be like, hey, he'll beat James Toney. I'm from a different era, bro, which is why I highlight Canelo Alvarez. That reminds me of the warriors, the gladiators I grew up with. That's all. That's the only point I want to make. You just like Canelo. I like boxing and anybody who's violent. See, I can't, it's hard for me to love something and only see it once a year. You like doing that. The more I love something, the more I want to see it. So if I'm seeing big fights more often, I love it even more. It's better for the sport. See, you guys got alliances. I don't. I love the sport. You will never get that because you're up a fighter's ass. What I'm trying to say is I would, just like he said in Ring Magazine, if Charlo was fighting more often, I would love it more too. I'm talking about setting a standard. He's fighting 5 times a year. I want to see Charlo 5 times a year. If I didn't like Charlo, I wouldn't be begging for him to fight 5 times a year. I want to see Andre 4 or 5 times a year. Triple G 4 or 5 times a year. I want to see them more. If I hated them, I wouldn't want to see them so much. I want to see them more. I don't want to, last time you seen Deontay Wilder was 2020 or Tyson Fury 2020. I want to see them more. Y'all will never get that. Heart don't beat like mine. You're from a different era. But I'm from an era where I was seeing my favorite fighters all the time. Marvin Hagler, I love you, boy. I was seeing Marvin Hagler every time I turned on the damn TV. That's how I grew to be a fan of his. Boxing needs fans. And if you love whoever you love, say who you love, Charlo, Joshua, whoever you love, beg them to fight more because you want to see them more because you love them so much. That's the message I'm sending. Because the more we see them, the better the sport can be. Victory has defeated you. I want to see Gary Russell twice a year. Slim, Gary Russell, fight 4 times a year. While we're mad at Canelo for fighting more often, we shouldn't do that. We shouldn't rip somebody down. We should say, you know what? That's a good standard. Canelo never did anything to you, your mama, your family. Why hate him? That's a good standard. Charlo, fight more often. The Twitter finger that I got to read, let me tell you something. I'm not even going to read it. Let me read it. Be the pilot and fly it. Thank you. Let me read it. Let me read what I said. This is a good segue. The one Twitter finger I want to read. I spoke to Jamel Charlo. And I don't think he spoke back. If he did, I don't know. There was a lot of retweets and stuff like that from what I said. A lot of you guys liked it. You probably already saw it. Where is it? So Jamel Charlo said this. I love Jermell Charlo like a play cousin. I think he's a top 10 pound for pound fighter. He's one of my favorite fighters in the whole damn world. Okay. But I'm unbiased. All right. I'm for the sport of boxing. This is the only time, in my opinion, I heard Jermell Charlo sound like a coward. He never sounds like a coward to me. All right. So that's a hard word. How about this? Let me not just say such a hard word. It's the first time I questioned what Jermell Charlo, even when he was crying and saying, I don't even like playing. I understand that. His feelings were hurt. But this is the first time I was like, I raised the eyebrow. How about that? Not a coward. He ain't a coward. He's doing something that I'm not doing. He's fighting life and death, tooth and nail. You're not a coward. Far from it. You're actually a warrior. But with that said, Jermell Charlo said, how come Boo Boo ain't pursuing Canelo? That made me say, because where I'm from, if somebody's in your face, you don't say, well, you didn't fight Tyrone. You don't say that. I'm in your face. Hit the Tyson bell. Okay, hold on. I want to see Julio Cesar Martinez Jr. as much, as I can. Me too. That boy can bang, switch stances in mid throw. Footwork is phenomenal, quick and accurate. I love that guy. That guy's one of my favorite fighters. You got that right. Algorithm, please. Look, he said, how come Boo Boo ain't pursuing Canelo? I told him. I said, because everyone is. And I put that in all caps, exclamation mark. I said, because everyone is. Everyone pursuing Canelo. That's why Boo Boo isn't. Hit the Tyson bell. I said, boxing is not owned by Canelo. Instead of everyone being up Canelo's ass, I actually like other fighters fighting each other. Oh, somebody did respond. Or everybody would just like preach, word, stuff like that. That's what I said. Why is Boo Boo in your face and not calling out Canelo? Because I want to fight you. Let's all fight each other. Let's get away from that long Canelo line that Canelo is already booked up for the year. He's booked up and he's at 168. I'm at 160. He's booked up. No need. What I'm going to do is wait. I hope Canelo blesses my life and fight me in 2022. Man, I'm my own man. I'm better than him. I'm going to make my own legacy. How about I fight you, Charlo? How about I fight you, Triple G? Get out that Canelo line. Why don't we fight? I got nothing but space and opportunity. I love Boo Boo for that. Like I told my man last weekend, I don't put no guy on a pedestal. And I don't think these fighters should either. Build it and they will come. I don't think these fighters should either. I don't think they should put Canelo on a pedestal. I don't think they should. I think the Charlos should feel that they're greater than him and want to prove it and beat everybody in their way. David Benavidez, your ass is next. Triple G, you're next. Canelo's at 168 going for undisputed. I'm about to collect all the belts at 160. Jamal's doing it at 154. If I was Jamal, I'm trying to collect all. Andre, you're next. I'm getting your belt. Triple G, you're next. Murata, I'm getting all your belts. Undisputed. Both twin brothers. That's what I do. That's what I be on. But this article about the 90s, that's why my heart beats the way it does. And a lot of people in this community gets me from a different era. 90s wasn't that long ago. And everybody claimed they love Floyd. I know Pretty Boy Floyd. When he was mixing it up 7-8 times a year. I know that dude. Pretty Boy Floyd was a monster. The reason why he slowed up is because his injuries. He would have still been doing it. Oscar De La Hoya, a monster, bro. They were fighting people. You weren't complaining. You know how people complain now that Canelo fought Yildirim? And now he's about to fight Saunders, and then he's going to fight Caleb Plant, and then we didn't complain like that back in the day. When Oscar De La Hoya fought a guy, he was kind of old. We didn't complain. He was just fighting. He fought a guy that was kind of old. Then he fought a guy that was kind of young. And then he fought Sugar Shane Mosley. And then he fought. He fought a guy that came up in weight. He fought a guy that came down in weight. He moved up in weight. He fought an old guy. He fought a young guy. He fought them all. We weren't panicking because we knew his next fight was going to be in 2-3 damn months. And in between time, we're going to get Sugar Shane and Floyd and James, Tony and Roy. We were real boxing fans. It stayed on the TV, bro. It stayed on the TV, bro. That's why I said we're going to make boxing #1 sport in the world. Because I'm from there. I remember that like yesterday. And I'm pushing for that. We must be around the same age. We grew up around watching boxing on Saturday, Wild World of Sports. Yes, Wild World of Sports. And Tuesday Night Fights. Yes. On US with Sean O'Grady. Yes. Yes. Exactly. Tuesday Night Fights, you're getting Wars. A new mega network on the making. Biz, keep it real. 100%. You want to make boxing the #1 sport in the world like I do? This is what you do. You don't complain about fights happening. You push it. People ask me, hey, why you push AJ versus Tyson Fury? You must be signed to somebody or somebody. Man, I want fighters to fight, yo. I love the sport. I'm not here on a platform just talking about soap operas and politics. I want to analyze fights that's happening. That's the difference. You pushing for AJ Fury? Yeah. Because if I were to push for anything else, that's going to be for another 6-7 months, bro. Canelo's pace is amazing. People too used to the politics. Canelo trying to bring the excitement back up off net. All you need to do is listen to what people are saying. It's always complaints. It's well, why isn't the fight in Wembley? Well, why is Canelo? He fought Yildirim. Hey, he's about to fight Saunders. Yeah, he's about to fight. Who's the real man to you? Who's the real man to you? David Benavidez. Who is he fighting? That doesn't matter. Get off the politics and agenda. Push the sport. 80s was the best simply because of the Iron Man. Hey, here's a little trivia question. Why is Mike Tyson named Iron Mike Tyson? Where you get that name from? I'm going live for Usman Masvidal this Saturday. Oh, yes. Who am I betting on? We got to talk about that prediction. But I just want to do this real quick. Why is Iron Mike Tyson named Iron Mike? There's a reason. Jail? Nope. 90s was the best era in your opinion. True boxing needs more fans to happen. Yep. All the drugs he took. Why was Iron Mike named Iron Mike Tyson? Good trivia. I need you guys to go home with. Always remember this. Always remember this. He did not use weights. Because he hits like an iron. No. Great video. 72 years old. Fan from the 19. I love that you here. If I got your respect, I'm doing the right thing. Much love to you, Edward. If I got your respect, I'm doing the right thing. Algorithm, hit the like button. Biz, don't you find it disheartening that nobody of stature in the boxing community, i.e. the greats, all really more pro Fury than AJ? Why is this? Fury got an old school way that people love. It's an old school way of fighting. It's a stylistic thing. You know, I see it in Fury too. Is it disheartening? Yeah, a bit. I wish there was more respect for AJ. I do. I thought they fought 2 fights a year because of accumulating damage. You can't say quick turnaround, choosing that pace. That's not true. This is why the channel is the best. ShowBizz, more boxing in the 90s and 80s. We saw more boxing than free and pay-per-view. Yep. Let me tell you why. His name is Iron Mike Tyson. Iron Mike Tyson's name is Iron Mike Tyson because of Jack Dempsey. Jack Dempsey, his left hand, he called Big Bertha. His right hand, he called Iron Mike. When you look at Jack Dempsey, Mike Tyson's black shorts, you look at his haircut, how it was bald on the sides, and he had that haircut. He got that from Jack Dempsey. The black trunks, the shoes, no socks, he got from Jack Dempsey, and his name was Iron Mike Tyson. Iron Mike, based on the right hand from Jack Dempsey that he called Iron Mike. Just want you guys to know that. That's a beautiful thing. He based this whole thing off Jack Dempsey. So hit the Tyson bell. All right, man, look. Let's talk real quick because we're going to go back to Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua. Let's talk Kamaru Usman versus Jorge Masvidal. Look, best channel for boxing. Thank you so much. In the bank. So look, Jorge Masvidal. This is my problem. This is my problem with that fight. Usman is like Errol Spence in the fact that he tries to beat you at your game. He did it with Colby Covington, and he did it with Burns, okay? He's going to try to knock out Masvidal. After that boring fight he had with Masvidal, when the toe-stomping fight, people criticized him for it. It was a quick turnaround. He did what he had to do to beat Masvidal. But his pride gets in the way. He's going to try to strike with him. I'm afraid. I'm going to put my money on Usman, but I'm afraid. Usman has a pride thing going on. He's going to strike with Masvidal. I promise you. Masvidal messed around and hurt that kid, all right? I promise you he's going to try to strike with him, all right? Because of that, we'll see this weekend. I'm putting my money on Usman, but my hand's going to be shaking putting money on Usman. He's going to try to strike with him, bro. He is. Thanks, ShowBizz, for dropping knowledge. Yeah. So let's talk Anthony AJ Joshua versus Tyson Gypsy King Fury just to wrap things up. Like I said, with Rob McCracken not being in his corner and Floyd Mayweather may just replace him as his lead trainer. Thanks for the super chat. Great video. You are awesome. Thank you so much. With Floyd Mayweather may just replace him. Jake Paul versus McGregor. That's awesome. That's awesome. I don't know if that's going to happen. What's good with you? What's going on with you? I got McGregor this time though. Floyd Mayweather may replace him as his lead trainer. With that being said, I don't expect Joshua to fight with the Philly shell or anything like that. I think Floyd has a boxing brain, and I think he's going to grab AJ's attributes, and he's going to make it work for AJ against Tyson Fury. Okay, I think he knows Tyson Fury. He knows Tyson Fury is great. I think he respects Tyson Fury, like he said. I think he knows how good he is, and I think he knows his fighting style. And I think he knows how to prepare AJ. And I think he really knows how to prepare AJ. And AJ is humble enough to listen and do those things because you saw him doing it with Pulev in the bank. And he's athletic enough to pull it off. That pull counter he pulled off on Pulev was beautiful. How he was ducking Pulev's hooks and stuff like that. The way he was doing it, how he was defensive and offensive. He had duck and jab. Those things is like, hey, hold on. AJ can do what you're asking him to do. That's another scary thing. I really do think Floyd Mayweather in his corner is terrifying. I do. I'm not sure if that means he beats Tyson Fury. I just know the fight has gotten closer, in my opinion. I had Tyson Fury knocking him out. Okay. The fight has gotten closer, in my opinion. I want to know what you all think. The fight has gotten closer. Usman will wrestle. I promise you he won't strike. Okay, good. Damn, Biz. Notice a nice cam. Thank you so much. The greats don't normally teach well. But I brought that up. I spoke on that. Maybe they know how to teach. The entire family just know how to teach. Jeff Mayweather, Roger Mayweather, Floyd Mayweather Sr. Maybe Floyd Mayweather Jr. just got that shit. Hit the Tyson bell. They are a family full of coaches, and he's been baptized in sports since 2 years old. Maybe. We'll see. But maybe he knows how to communicate and teach. Maybe. Usually no. But when you have a family full of coaches, when it's in your DNA, maybe. Just maybe he knows how to teach. Let me see. Damn, Biz, you're right. I think it's great for AJ. It's phenomenal for AJ. If Joshua don't have McCracken, I want Fury smash. Really? I don't think he's going to have McCracken. I really don't. I heard Frank Warren say that a couple weeks ago, and then is shaping up to be a fact. It looks like McCracken, he's dedicated to the Olympics. Hey, he coached Anthony Joshua to the gold. All right. So he's going to coach another great fighter into whatever to medal or something, at least. All right. So he knows what he's doing there. And you got to look into the future. Okay. So I think he's doing the right thing to represent his country. I think that's the better move to make than to, I know this is the biggest fight in combat sports, but if I was Rob McCracken, I would coach in the Olympics. I would represent my country more so than one fighter. I would. So I think he's doing the right thing, but I think Anthony Joshua is in good hands. Plus Anthony Joshua is not like he isn't in his prime pro in his bag fighter. Okay. So you can take the training wheels off a little bit, but if you replace the training wheels with a damn rocket launcher booster, like if Floyd Mayweather, AJ is going to fly off like a rocket. All right. Let me see. If Fury say he's going to KO Joshua, then trust me, he will. That's how it sounds. Okay. Fury's one of those guys who, yeah, he's insanely dedicated. All right. Thanks for the super chat. Fury's insanely dedicated. Insanely, like an insane person. All right. When he said he's going to do something, he does it. And most of the time, the odds are against him. This time, Fury's the favorite. I wonder, and look at how he pulled out that fight with Otto Wallin with the busted cut. It just seems to me, that doesn't make it a fact, but it seems to me that Fury always needs an obstacle. Okay. Not to bring up dark times, but Fury wasn't just the underdog with Klitschko. His wife had a miscarriage. She lost his baby, right? Not a miscarriage, but the baby passed during the delivery. I think his uncle passed within the same month or the same week or something like that. When Fury is down and out, okay, and then he pulled out the fight with Klitschko, all right, and he had to keep that inside, which gave him mental health issues. Okay, that's a horrible, traumatic experience. But then he left the game for years. He was on drugs and stuff like that. Him coming back and then having a draw with Wilder, outboxing Wilder, but having a draw because he got knocked down twice, and then deciding to walk Wilder down and knock him out. I mean, those type of things. Now that he's on top of the world, I am very, very interested. Okay, curious in how he fights when he's the favorite and on top. Maybe he needs to find some obstacle, okay? And maybe he needs to find some challenge. And maybe he needs to say, I'm going for the knockout or whatever it is. I'm not sure. Is it mutual? Then fine. If Joshua just sack MC. I don't think he sacked him. Not biased, but I do think Fury slightly overrated. He could be. ShowBizz, Fury meets with Ruiz. Wonder what they were talking about, how to beat Joshua. I'm pretty sure Fury spoke to Andy Ruiz and was like, hey, bro, like, what did you know going into the fight? Why were you so confident? Don't forget, Andy Ruiz was confident. He was super confident. All right. He was too confident the second fight, and he messed up. Whatever Andy Ruiz was confident in the first and second fight is still consistent, in my opinion. Hit the Tyson bell. I think Andy Ruiz, he was very confident in something, and it may have been hand speed, but he was very confident in something. People continuously underage AJ is wild to me. Underrate him? Yeah. I it's if you see a guy get knocked out, that's it. All right, the guy is not good. But my thing is this: they don't underrate him regardless. I just think him against Tyson Fury, rightfully so, they think Tyson Fury is better. Somebody said that Tyson Fury may be slightly overrated. Could be. It all depends on, honestly, how much credit you give him for beating Wilder. So you got to be careful here. Because if you're a Tyson Fury fan, you don't want to discredit Wilder too much, because that means that Fury didn't do anything great. Okay? So how much credit do you give his two fights with Wilder? Me, I give him a ton of credit. I think Wilder's a badass. Always did. Okay? Always will. I think Tyson Fury made a good point when he said, I don't think anybody beats him but me. He could be right. He could be very right. I think he's trying to embellish a little. He's trying to give himself more shine for beating Wilder, and that's what you do. But I think after taking those missiles from Wilder, and I mean, he said he never felt anything like that before, and he doesn't know how he woke up. He doesn't even remember the punch. Okay, I think that gives a huge amount of respect. But on top of that, he knows how much he had to prepare to beat him the second time. When you can't get hit once, when you if that's boxing is a sport where you get hit. When you are so aware of a guy where he can't hit you once, you got to smother his punches. And when you're away from him, you're like, oh, like you got to jump in there, or, I mean, you know what I mean? He knows how much he had to respect Wilder. He knows how he had to prepare for him. So with that said, I think, there's just a certain level of confidence that comes with Tyson Fury. And I think you should give him a lot of respect for beating Wilder. I got AJ winning even more now that he's got Floyd. I think the fight gets closer. But my thing is, does him beating Wilder with the one tool Wilder has? It's not like Wilder has a huge toolbox, all right, that's endless with a bunch of tools in it. The way he beat Wilder, that doesn't mean that he whoops AJ's ass, okay, or Andy Ruiz with that. That's why when you say, hey, is he overrated? We don't. Okay, he fought Klitschko, another big guy at his age, he was really a 1-2 and maybe a left hook. Let's keep it real, okay? When he fought Klitschko, big, powerful right hand, he was 1-2 and maybe a left hook, all right? So you got Klitschko and Wilder kind of similar, not the same, because Klitschko's an all-time great heavyweight, okay? But not the same, but very similar in the sense of what you have to watch out for. Can he beat a great fighter, a great heavyweight who can move with a lot in the tool bag? I don't know. I'm just saying I don't know. Okay. How good is he against Andy Ruiz? I don't know. How good is he against AJ? I don't know. Only thing I know is Tyson Fury is damn good. And I know that guy's insane when it comes to his dedication to beating you. That's all I know. I'm rooting for AJ to win, but I have Tyson winning. That I get you on that. I get you on that. All lies. In 10 days is going to be 10 days. Okay, let's wait 10 days. All right. Like I said, you got some time to keep calling cap on this. When calling cap on this fight, I want to say this too. What do you got? And I said this before. It's difficult for me, all right, to say the fight's not going to happen. It is. Not people say, you believe Eddie Hearn? No, that's not it. I believe in money. I'm a business. I have my undergrad in economics, and I got my graduate degree in business administration. So I understand greenbacks, okay? I understand finance. I understand when you've invested this much, and not just contracts, but now you're talking to the Saudis. You got this new stadium that they want to put out there. They just started May 1st, right? They just opened it May 1st. They got all this money, all this stuff building it. You don't throw that away. All this time they're going to 2 different training camps. You don't throw that away. So not just that is the biggest reason for me. But then when you have Eddie Hearn talking, when you have Floyd Mayweather talking, when you have Bob Arum talking, you have ESPN talking, you have every major source talking about this. It's very hard for me to side against that and side for arbitration. Okay, but what do you know about the arbitration? Nothing. Why? There's a gag order. You don't know the details. No. So all you know is the word arbitration. Yes. Okay, you got the word arbitration with a bunch of I don't know around it. And then you have all of this. It's very difficult for me to side towards that and against all of this. Let me do it like this. Let me give you an example. Let's just say everybody who's on the side of arbitration with a bunch of there's no communication to you, to anybody. If there has been communication to you and you've spoken on it, you're snitching. Okay, which you shouldn't do because there's a gag order. All right. But with that said, that's why Tyson Fury ain't saying nothing. Wilder been there's a gag order. You can't speak on it. It's illegal. All right. Speaking on the details. But with that said, let's do this example. let's just say you have a girlfriend. Many of you got a girlfriend, okay? Let's say you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend, but let's just say girlfriend for the sake of the example. And all of her friends are saying, hey, I was with your girl. I just want to tell you, I was with your girl. She was making out with a dude who was groping her butt and kissing her in the corner on July 24th in Jeddah Stadium. And you're like, no way. And they're like, I'm telling you, this is what happened. One girl says it. Hey, I was there too. Another guy. Hey, bro, I was there too. I saw it. And you steady don't believe it. And they say, why? And you say, because we're together. And when you're together, you don't do that. Wait, hold on. Have you asked her? No, I can't ask her. There's a gag order. Has she spoken to you about it? No. Do you know the details? No. But I know we're together. Hey, bro. All right. Listen, I saw it. It happened July 24th in Jeddah Stadium. They were groping and they were kissing in the corner. No! Why? Where to get? If you're that type of guy, you're going to have to wake up. Hit the Tyson bell. Joshua is so dedicated, younger, faster, and to be honest, is more likable guy. Not only do I think he will win, I want him to win 100%. Why are they in court? Okay, ABN. They are in court over the contract, but we don't know the details. So all we know is they're in court, they're in arbitration over the contract. We don't know the details. You're filling it in with that means that Tyson Fury can't fight AJ. I don't know where you're getting that from. It can be over, did the contract expire or not? Let me tell you what it can be, ABN. Let me help you. It can be, did the contract expire or not? Is it legally binding still? And if they agree on yes, it is, and Tyson Fury says, I'm still not fighting him, they have to agree on how much is the penalty is for breaching. It can be that. It doesn't mean that if Wilder wins, if Team Wilder wins, they got to fight tomorrow. We don't know the stipulations of it. Has it crossed your mind that it could be many things? We don't know the details. If somebody gives you a contract and you say, I'm about to breach it, they cannot put your face. Like, if you have a contract, okay, to murder somebody, all right? If you have a contract to murder somebody and you say, you know what, I'm just not an evil person, I'm not going to do it. They can't put the gun in your hand and make you murder. You breach the contract. You got to pay for breaching the contract, whatever that payment is. But they can't make you. So if Tyson Fury says, I'm not going to fight him, I'm going to fight AJ, he doesn't have to put on the gloves and fight him. There can be a penalty for the breach. What is that penalty? So we don't know. We don't know the details. We just got to wait it out. Oops. You're saying he's running? Fine. ABN, just think he's running. You don't have to keep saying it. Just think he's running. That's okay. You can think Fury's running. I don't. Fury got off the couch, fought him, and then rematched him, fought him again. If you fight him twice and then you TKO'd him. Lastly, I don't think he's running. I think he's done. Another reason I don't think he's running is because Fury, why this fight took a year, if you use the common sense, if you just speaking as a Wilder fan, that's one thing. But if you use common sense, the reason why this fight took a year to take place is because Anthony had to fight Pulev, and Tyson Fury kept saying, I'm going to fight Wilder. After I beat that doser, then I'm going to fight. Remember? And then Wilder wasn't saying anything. I don't know how Fury is the runner at that point. He wasn't saying, if you just go to the videos. Use was in front of your face. Don't be that guy with the example of the girlfriend. Use was in front of your face. And when he didn't say anything until around December, and it supposedly expired in October, Fury said, I'm going to fight Kabayal. And Wilder said, no, you're not. And then hit him with the mediation. That's what happened. And then he said egg-shaped form. And Fury was like, well, forget that dude. If he thinks I'm a big cheater and destroying my name, I can sue him for that. Don't forget, defamation of character. Wilder can get sued. Don't forget. Fury chose not to. So there's a big stink going on. And as you, ABN, as a boxing fan, me as a boxing fan, this community as boxing fans, the only thing that I know I'm concerned about is watching one guy punch another guy in the face. I don't get into, he's running. Okay, what difference does that make? Can we see somebody punch another guy in the face? I mean, I'm not in the business of screaming, of typing he's running. I want to watch boxing. See, that's another thing. People claim to be boxing fans, but they just like the soap opera. They just like they don't like looking at the sport. They'll be damned if the sport comes on, they just complain about it. They don't want to watch it. That's another thing I'm learning. People don't watch the sport. They don't like watching it. They'll watch the highlights and complain about the sport. But I like seeing a fight happening. That's my whole point. Get to a fight so I can be entertained watching people fight. People don't watch the sport. That's what so for me, I'm not into, hey, okay, he's running, he's ducking. Who's fighting, bro? Who's fighting? Who's fighting next? Usman versus Masvidal? I want to watch the fight. That's the difference. I'm noticing that's a clear difference. People don't like actually looking at it happen. That's one thing is I'm excited about seeing two guys fight. That's a huge difference. So, hey, he's running. This arbitration. And okay, well, who's fighting so I can watch a fight? Because I can't watch the arbitration. That's not exciting to me. I can't watch the running. That doesn't benefit me. It's not AJ and Fury fighting. Bet. I want to see that fight. That's the difference. That's a clear difference. Yeah, I just want war. That's a clear difference. They don't support the sport. No, they don't. They either look at highlights on YouTube, cap, contract for third fight, and Fury avoided it. Who cares, Eric? I don't care. Eric, you got to understand, I don't care. When are y'all going to realize it? I don't care. I saw Wilder Fury twice already. I just want to see another fight. I told you I gotten worse. I don't care. Why go do-si-do and argue about something, Eric? You think he avoided it? I don't. Let's agree to disagree. What's next? A fight. Everybody in the war room, listen. Let's agree to disagree. You think Fury cheated and he ran. I think he was clean and he didn't. Let's agree to disagree. What's next? You're not going to convince me. I'm not going to convince you. It's over. What's next? I'm not a complainer, bro. They do the same thing with T.O. Beat 3 top 10, including number 1. They still mad. Much love, show. Much love to you. y'all are into gossip. I want to see fights happen. That's a totally different thing. The only solution is a third fight. Okay, that can happen later. All right. Look, when Ali fought Frazier the first fight, the second fight didn't happen immediately. It happened after a series of fights, even after Frazier got dribbled off the canvas by George Foreman. The second fight, Frazier Ali 2, happened later. And then the third fight, the Thriller Manila, happened even later. Okay. Let me give you another example. Sugar Ray Leonard fought Roberto Duran 1, then he fought him 2 back-to-back. And then the third fight, Uno Mas, happened like 10 years later. That happens in sport. In the sport of boxing. You haven't watched boxing enough to understand that. The third fight can and will happen just later, like Uno Mas. Now, we could debate on if it should happen next. I don't think so, because I want to see the best Fury there can be. So I want to see Fury with his new team and get a warm-up fight before, I mean, not Fury, but Wilder. I want to see the best Wilder there is. So I want to see Wilder with his new team after firing Mark Breland, who was with him since the Olympics. So I want to see Wilder with a new team and get a warm-up fight, see how good he is and how he adjusted after the loss. and then fight Tyson Fury because I'm a Wilder fan. We could debate that, okay? But debate the fact that the third fight can't happen. It can happen later. The question is, do you not care? Biz, what's the best fight you've seen live? Man, there's been some good one, but I still say Diego Corrales versus Castillo. That was my one right there. Biz, what are the odds of the fight? Yeah, I think. Of the fight. Wait, what are the odds of the fight? I missed it. Dang, hold on, man. There's a lot of people in here. You're not a boxing fan if you condone cheating. I don't think he cheated. So I don't condone cheating. I just don't think he cheated. All right. So, and you won't convince me otherwise, and I won't convince you otherwise. It's over. But here's the thing. And for some reason I could be good with that. Y'all can't be. ShowBizz, think how I think. It's like I won't think how you think, bro. We're different. As men, you good? I'm good. We're different. Fine. Another thing I want to say is this. I haven't heard Wilder say anything, man. All right. Everybody's talking about what Wilder's going to do, and he's going to fight him next and all that. Wilder's chilling, bro. Wilder's chilling. The last thing I heard Wilder say about fighting heavyweights was, I'm looking forward to take on people that I haven't fought. That's what Wilder said. He said it twice. He said it with Brian Custer. All right. And he said it with my man, one of the twins. He said, I'm interested in fighting guys I haven't fought. If you listen to Wilder, y'all capping for Wilder more than Wilder. All right, now look, I want to say how you guys can win the autographed Marvelous Marvin Hagler magazine, Sports Illustrated magazine. So BUSR.com. Go to BUSR.com/ShowBizz. Place bet on your favorite fights like the Usman and Masvidal fight this weekend. BUSR.com has sponsored a Marvelous Marvin Hagler autographed Sports Illustrated magazine. It's on its way now. We've already bought it. BUSR already bought it, sending it to my house. And this is how you can win. Everybody ready? Write down how you can win. Whoever can make the best compilation video of ShowBizz the Adult reactions to knockouts wins. Hit the Tyson bell. You got to be a subscriber. Subscribe to this channel. Whoever can make the best compilation video of ShowBizz the Adult reaction to knockouts wins. You can put it on your social media. You can put it on Twitter. You can put it on Facebook. You can put it on Instagram. You can put it on YouTube. Okay, just at me so I can see it. Okay, or send me the link. Email me the link on ShowBizzTheAdult ShowBizzTheAdult at gmail.com. Okay, so send me the link. Put it in these. And the views, I'm not going to copyright anything. Don't worry about that. The views are yours. And if you win, if I choose you as the best compilation, I will be sending you the Marvelous Marvin Hagler autographed Sports Illustrated. Right now it's valued at $400. We all know the late and great Marvelous Marvin Hagler has sadly passed away. The value of that will shoot up. Okay. But if you're not talking about reselling it, just to have it, that's Marvelous Marvin Hagler's autograph, the great Marvelous Marvin Hagler. I would be sending that to you. All right, man, look. Are we done for today? Time to flex my editing skills then. There you go, Mel. Are we done for today? Or you guys got any more? You guys got any more questions? You are not a real boxing fan. The lack of not caring about people not honoring contracts. You are part of the corruption. Okay. I just want to see undisputed heavyweight lineal champion. That's what I want to see more than anything. But tips for 2K, you cry about that. Do that. You cry about that. I can't control Tyson Fury. I'm not the owner of that man. I can't control Wilder. I'm not the owner of that man. I'm not the speaker for both of them. Instead of sitting down sobbing and crying for that, I'm just going to watch undisputed lineal heavyweight champion, and it's going to be one hell of a fight. But that's just the difference between me and you. Okay, we're just going to honor that. You don't think I'm a real boxing fan? I think I'm doing great for the sport of boxing. I'm doing big things for the sport of boxing. I'm giving away Marvelous Marvin Hagler Sports Illustrated autographed glove. I'm also giving away Anthony A.J. Joshua autographed boxing glove and a Tyson Gypsy King Fury autographed boxing glove. Both of those I'm giving away to 2 subscribers. Make sure you type AJ or Tyson Fury of which one that you want. I'm giving those away. The Tyson Fury autograph glove is valued at $600. This one's valued at $500. But whoever wins, the value is gonna shoot up. So I'm giving that away too. Wilder fans crying to this day. Peace. I'm out. Hit the Tyson bell. And understand the reason why I'm giving out giveaways. Okay, as somebody who doesn't care about the sport of boxing. I never steal a fight. Okay. What happened with Sweet Pea Parnell Whitaker broke me. It did. That hurt. That hurt me. How he passed away. That was everything for me. That let me know everything. Protect yourself at all times with AC, Adrian Clark. I love you, boy. Like, you're doing a great thing, man. Everybody check that out. Protect yourself at all times. Adrian Clark. He's doing a great thing for boxing. I never steal a dime from these fighters. I buy all their fights. All of them. I got a all ESPN Plus app. I got the DAZN app. I got Triller app. I got Showtime, Fox. I got everything. Okay. I buy every pay-per-view. I give back to these fighters. On top of that, I buy their merchandise. I raise the demand for their merch, raising the cost for their merch. I'm buying things from boxers, and I'm giving them out to people so they can know how to value those things. Boxing is back, baby, because I'm bringing it back. This community is bringing it back. So I put my money, I make my money work. BUSR.com. They support boxing and these fighters. They're making their money work as a sponsor of this channel. So instead of trying to make comments work, you make your money work. You stop stealing the fight. You stop just looking at highlights and you buy the fights, every fight. And you start buying their merchandise. To this day, merchandise. You go to his website. You buy his merchandise, bro. If you love Tyson Gypsy King Fury, you buy his merchandise. You make the money work. Let's not have any Parnell Whitakers going on here. All right. ShowBizz, please explain to ABN unifying the division during a global pandemic isn't running away from Wilder or any other boxer. Arrogant. Well, D-Tech, number one, you just said it. Number two, he's not concerned. You got to understand. He's concerned with everybody mentioning his name, so he's going to keep trolling. He's not concerned. All right. He doesn't care about boxing. He care about his agenda. You should make a video on your boxing books. Oh, yeah, you've been saying that. I have a few of them. Would love to see what I'm missing. Man, I need to do that. Wait a minute. There's another super chat. Daryl! Jay, hit me, Jay. Hit me. You can't do it. Daryl, what's going on, man? $50 super chat. You can't stop greatness. You can only hope to contain it. Thank you so much for the super chat, my man, Daryl Alexander. What else we got? Just got some new hats coming in. Oh, man, much love to you, man. Put that out there, man. Put that out there. Put your business out there, please. Let me see. Yeah, the truth. Oops. Would love to see the boxing books video. Everybody would love to see the boxing books video. You know what I should do? I'm gonna tell you what I need to do. And this may be a members only thing. I'm not gonna make any promises, but I got this Muhammad Ali book. Okay. It is okay, let this thing zoom in. It is really one of the best books I've read, and I just started. Okay. I'm only on page 15. I should read this out loud to a lot of you. To have you guys interested, maybe you should buy it, by Jonathan Egg. It's called A Life, Muhammad Ali. It's amazing. I should read this. It's just how it's his whole life, how he came up, and it's insanely written. So maybe I should have like read out loud situations, kind of like what I did with the Sports Illustrated. And we can just read like little sections and stuff like that, highlight things, laugh at a few things, laugh at how I fumble over words, and stuff like that. I think that'd be great for members only. But let me roll that idea around. All right, everybody, you guys done? Wait a minute. Talk to my old trainer, Miss Ann, and that new boxing game hasn't contacted her yet. They need to hit her line. Shields versus Ann. Ooh-wee! Ann Wolf is your old trainer. They didn't hit her yet. Did you see Chris Cyborg get scanned into the game? You see that? When they had his voice and everything? My goodness. All right, man. Look, hey, everybody, it was a great live stream. I would go on longer, but we're going on 2 hours now. I hope you guys really enjoyed the live stream. You guys put a lot into it. This community is just fantastic. At the height, we have 700 people in here. That is amazing. I'm not sure how many people hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button on your way out. And I didn't ask for one like on here. But everybody hit the like button on your way out, man. It's just amazing live stream. I will be going on live again tomorrow. And I think I'm looking to make a Teofimo Lopez video soon enough, man. Teofimo Lopez is a badass. He needs to highlight. Another $5 super chat, last man 47. ShowBizz, don't. I'm gonna hit the bag. I need to hit the bag workout, man. Get my six-pack coming in. My six-pack started to come in. I'm losing weight. I'm looking good. I'm out. Huh. Man, fantastic. Hit end of the stream. Always take another half hour.